From the moment we are young, a story is whispered into our hearts. It's a story we hear in our homes, in our schools, and from the world around us. This story tells us that life is meant to be a struggle. It teaches us that to achieve anything of value, we must endure hardship, sacrifice our time, and push ourselves to the brink. We are taught that success is found at the top of a steep mountain, and the only way to get there is through relentless, exhausting climbing. We learn to equate effort with worthiness and exhaustion with progress, accepting this narrative without ever stopping to question if it is truly our own. This belief becomes the silent soundtrack to our lives. We see it celebrated everywhere. The entrepreneur who never sleeps, the student who pulls all-nighters to get the best grades, the employee who gives up their weekends for a promotion. We are conditioned to believe that this is the only way, the noble way, the right way to live. But I want to ask you a simple question today, one that might feel a little uncomfortable at first. What if this story isn't the only one we can live by? What if there is another path, one that isn't defined by struggle, but instead is illuminated by joy? Think about it for a moment. Are you living to work, or are you working to live? This question cuts to the very core of our existence. It asks us to examine the fundamental motivation behind our daily actions. Are we spending our precious energy simply to survive, to pay the bills, to meet the expectations that have been placed upon us? Or are we designing a life where our work is an expression of who we are, a source of energy, and a vehicle for our own deep personal fulfillment? The answer reveals so much about the internal world we inhabit each day. This isn't about rejecting hard work. Meaningful things often require our focus and dedication. But there is a profound difference between the effort that drains us and the effort that energizes us. One feels like a heavy burden we are forced to carry, while the other feels like a powerful current carrying us forward. Questioning this long-held belief that life must be a constant battle is the first step toward freedom. It's the moment we pause on that steep, rocky mountain path and wonder if, just maybe, there's a more beautiful, scenic route that we were never told about. The beliefs we hold about work, success, and sacrifice are not always our own. They are often inherited, passed down through generations like family heirlooms we never asked for. Society acts as a powerful programmer, installing these ideas into our minds from a very young age. We are told to choose a safe career, to follow a linear path, and to prioritize financial security above all else. These messages come from our parents, our teachers, and our culture, all with the best of intentions. They want us to be safe and secure. But this programming can inadvertently limit our potential. This conditioning creates a set of unspoken rules that we live by. The rule that says you must have your career figured out by a certain age. The rule that suggests changing your path is a sign of failure. The rule that whispers that your passions are just hobbies, not viable ways to make a living. These beliefs become so deeply ingrained that we mistake them for absolute truths. We build our lives upon this foundation, rarely stopping to inspect it, to see if it is solid, or if it is actually holding us back from building the life we truly desire. So, I invite you to become an archaeologist of your own mind. Gently dig into your beliefs about work and success. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Did I consciously choose it, or did I simply absorb it from the world around me? Whose voice do I hear when I tell myself I need to work harder, or that I shouldn't take a risk? Often we find that the beliefs guiding our biggest life decisions are not our own. They are echoes of a parent's fear, a teacher's advice, or a societal expectation. Recognizing this programming is not about blame. It is about awareness. It is about understanding that you have the power to update your own internal software. You can choose to uninstall the beliefs that no longer serve you and install new ones that are aligned with your authentic self. The moment you realize that the norm is simply a collection of other people's choices, you empower yourself to make your own. Is the life you are living a true reflection of you, or is it a reflection of the programming you received? This question is your key to unlocking a different way of being. In the quest to find our own truth, we need a reliable guide. Society offers us many external maps, career ladders, financial goals, and social status. But the most powerful and accurate guide already exists within you. It is your joy. We often dismiss joy as a fleeting emotion, a luxury, or something frivolous. We think of it as a nice bonus if we can get it, but not essential to our journey. However, this is a profound misunderstanding of what joy truly is. Joy is not just a feeling, it is a form of deep intuitive wisdom. Think of joy as your internal compass. When you are doing something that truly brings you joy, the needle on that compass points directly north. It is signaling that you are aligned with your true potential, your unique talents, and your authentic self. This joy is a sign that you are on the right path for you. It tells you that the activity you are engaged in is nourishing your soul, not just filling your bank account. When we ignore these signals, we are essentially trying to navigate through a dense forest without a compass, easily getting lost in other people's paths. This compass doesn't only point toward grand, life-altering passions. It responds to small things too. It might be the quiet satisfaction of organizing your space, the creative spark you feel when writing, the sense of connection when helping a friend, or the peace you find while walking in nature. These moments are not insignificant. They are clues. They are breadcrumbs leading you toward a deeper understanding of what makes you feel alive. Your job is to start paying attention to these signals, to notice what activities and environments make your inner compass hum with energy. Unlocking your potential begins with honoring these moments of joy. Instead of pushing them aside as unproductive, what if we started treating them as important information? What if we saw them as direct messages from our deepest self, guiding us toward our purpose? When we start to follow our joy, even in small ways, we begin to build a life that feels authentic and true. We move from a state of obligation to a state of inspiration. Joy is not the destination, it is the path itself, guiding every step we take. When you begin to intentionally follow the guidance of your joy, something magical starts to happen. It creates a positive upward spiral of energy and motivation. Think about a time when you were completely absorbed in an activity you loved. Did it feel like hard work, or did time seem to fly by? When we operate from a place of joy, our work ceases to feel like a chore. It becomes a form of play, an expression of our creativity, and a source of boundless energy. This is the state of flow, where we are so engaged that we feel invigorated, not depleted. This energy naturally leads to greater wellness. When our days are filled with activities that light us up, our mental, emotional, and even physical health improves. The stress and burnout that come from forcing ourselves down a path that isn't ours begin to dissolve. In their place, we find resilience, optimism, and a sense of deep well-being. We are no longer running on empty, fueled only by caffeine and willpower. Instead, we are powered by a sustainable internal source of inspiration that replenishes itself with every joyful action we take. This positive cycle then fuels our purpose. The more we engage with what we love, the better we get at it. Our skills sharpen, our confidence grows, and we start to see how our unique gifts can serve others. A hobby of baking for friends might blossom into a small business that brings joy to the community. A love for writing might turn into a blog that inspires thousands of people. Our joy doesn't just benefit us, it ripples outward, creating value and making a positive impact on the world around us. This is how joy evolves into purpose. It's not about finding one single grand purpose for your life. It is about stringing together moments of joy, one after another, until they form a beautiful and meaningful tapestry. Each thread is an action taken from a place of love and inspiration. This upward spiral, where joy fuels energy, energy enhances wellness, and wellness clarifies purpose, is how we build a life that is not only successful by external measures, but is also deeply and profoundly fulfilling from the inside out. The idea of completely changing your life to follow your joy can feel overwhelming, and for many, it can seem impossible. We have responsibilities, we have bills to pay, families to support, and practical realities to consider. The fear of financial instability or the lack of a support system can feel like massive walls blocking the path to a more joyful life. It is crucial to acknowledge these barriers with compassion and understanding. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow or make a radical leap into the unknown to begin this journey. The most powerful changes often begin with the smallest steps. The journey of 1,000 miles, as we know, begins with a single step. Instead of focusing on the enormous gap between where you are and where you want to be, focus on one small, manageable action you can take today. If you dream of being a writer, can you set aside just 15 minutes each morning to write one page? If you love music, can you listen to one new album a week or practice an instrument for 10 minutes? These small acts are not insignificant. They are seeds. Your task is to become a detective of your own fulfillment. Throughout your day, notice the small moments that bring you a sense of peace, engagement, or happiness. Keep a small journal and write them down. Maybe it was the 5 minutes you spent stretching, the conversation you had with a colleague about a shared interest, or the satisfaction of solving a difficult problem. By noticing what truly nourishes you, you can begin to intentionally incorporate more of those things into your life, even within your current circumstances. It's about making choices that honor yourself, one small decision at a time. These small steps begin to shift your energy and your perspective. They build momentum. Each small act of alignment with your joy is a vote for the life you want to create. It sends a message to yourself and to the universe that you are ready for something more. Over time, these tiny shifts accumulate, creating a powerful current of change. Don't underestimate the power of starting small. It is the most realistic, sustainable, and compassionate way to begin redesigning your life from the inside out, honoring both your dreams and your current realities. Embarking on this path requires you to do something brave, to stop comparing your journey to anyone else's. In a world of social media, it is so easy to look at someone else's highlight reel and feel that your own life falls short. But your path to joy is as unique as your fingerprint. What lights one person up may leave another feeling cold. The process of discovering your truth is an internal one. It requires you to silence the external noise and listen to the quiet wisdom of your own heart. Break away from the old beliefs that you must follow a certain timeline or achieve a specific definition of success. It is completely normal to feel fear and uncertainty as you begin to make different choices. Stepping away from the well-trodden path and forging your own is an act of courage. You might be met with confusion or even criticism from those who don't understand. Remember to be gentle with yourself during this process. Fear is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is often a sign that you are doing something important, something that truly matters to your soul's growth. Every small step forward, no matter how shaky, is a victory. Your personal choice to live from a place of joy is more than just a personal act. It is part of a quiet revolution. When you choose to honor your own truth, you give others permission to do the same. When you operate from a place of fulfillment and inspiration, you bring a more positive, creative, and compassionate energy to every interaction. You become a living example that it is possible to live differently. In this way, changing your own life contributes to changing the world, one person at a time, moving us all toward a more conscious and joyful way of being. So, I want to end with a note of encouragement. This journey of self-discovery has no final destination. It is a continuous practice of listening, choosing, and aligning. Be grateful for your willingness to even ask these questions and to reflect on your own life. Every person's path is unique, and every small move toward happiness is a profound act of self-love. Start where you are, with what you have. Your truth is waiting to be discovered, and your joy is ready to be your guide. The world needs the unique gifts that only you can offer when you are truly alive.